Hi, your philosophy BFF checking in. I wanted to talk to you about a challenge today, a challenge from Immanuel Kant, the German 18th century philosopher. He asked us to dare to think. And back in the days, it was very relevant because knowledge was kind of like an elite club thing that people would access. Only priests, princes, or scholars would access knowledge. All the others, we would be out. So Kant was about breaking these barriers. Actually, him and all the Enlightenment philosophers. They were all about thinking that everyone had the right to access knowledge and it was not something just for the elite. What exactly does he mean when he says dare to know? Well, he means get real with your thoughts, not just gather information, but get into uncomfortable truth if you need to. Sometimes we can shy away from thinking because it can be uncomfortable. It can be scary to try to understand the world and question things that are supposedly obvious. And that's what he was pushing us to do, to rethink things that were supposed to be obvious, such as beliefs, like common beliefs. And at the time, it would be mainly religious beliefs, things that were said to be true and actually were not. And for instance, a bit before Kant, you had the story of Galileo that you probably know, where he said that maybe we were wrong. Maybe the belief that the Earth was the very center of the universe and everything was revolving around us, and the fact that there would be like kind of a bubble around us where stars would be stuck to it, a sphere. Well, maybe all that was wrong, and maybe actually we were definitely not the center of the universe, but maybe we were revolving around the sun. And he was definitely questioning the truth so much that he was threatened to be tortured, and he had to, if he didn't want to die, to unsay what he said, which he did because he wanted to live. And so he went to prison. He managed to commute that sentence to stay in his house, which is not quite nice either. So that's the kind of questioning beliefs that Kant was saying. I'm not saying that you should question all beliefs, though. That's the thing. Or maybe you should, but it doesn't mean that you have to be skeptical for everything and take for a fact that things that are told to you are wrong. Like for instance, maybe it's a good thing to question whether the Earth is round or not, but then you see the facts. That's what Kant was saying. Like you should see actual facts and realize that it is true. Earth is round. I won't go into the why, like have so many videos online, but it is round. So you can question why not. It's healthy, but then you have to get into the facts and just stick to them when you have them, because there is the beliefs, but then there is the knowledge. And that was what mainly Kant and the Enlightenment philosophers were telling to be careful about, that the beliefs are things that you should definitely question, and one way of questioning them is with knowledge. And that's what people didn't have before, knowledge. Now we actually do have access to a much more knowledge. And so what Kant and the Enlightenment philosophers were encouraging us to do was to be the boss of our own beliefs, where we should decide what our journey is supposed to be in our life. We have to take responsibility in what we believe in, and then we have to act with that belief and take responsibility for what we actually do and the decisions that we make. And not what they would like us not to do is just to follow a belief because we were told it was what it was, and not questioning and just take all the decisions in our life based on external beliefs, beliefs that come from someone else, another source, an authority figure, either a religious figure, which was at the time the main beliefs, well, most beliefs were coming from religious figures or the government, or well, whatever thing that is pushed upon you, or maybe your family, your education, the beliefs from your community. And actually, when you travel, you get to see that things that seemed obvious maybe are not anymore. For instance, monogamy is something that is very obvious in some countries and definitely not in others, where it's more polygamy. Just one example. And then you have to question your own beliefs. Like, what, since you realize that it's a belief, that to be with one person or more person is actually a choice, what is yours? And you might definitely go back to the belief from your own culture and believe that it's the choice that you make. But it's not the same thing to question your belief and come back to it thinking, okay, that's my choice and I own it, whether to just follow it because you never questioned it. And so finally, what Kant is pushing towards is also to collectively question our beliefs, because he believes that it's by pushing the limits of the current norms that progress is made. It's by pushing the limits of, in the past, believing that women could not do much, that we questioned them, and finally we believed that women were able to vote, they were able to earn money, they were able to lead in very important positions. Those are all the beliefs that were questioned one by one, time passing. And so if that happened in the past, probably today we still have beliefs that could evolve. So it seems that Kant's message is timeless. Still today, we can listen to it and question how the world is today, and engage critically with the world and make it more our own, just not inherit it from the past and just pass it on without changing anything. We have the right and actually the duty to question how the world was when we received it, and to progress and change how it evolves in the future. I'd love you to question the the beliefs that you have, and to tell me what are the places that maybe in the past you questioned and now you believe otherwise, or the things that right now you're questioning and you're not that sure anymore that you believe them and you might change. Bye.